Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the European contribution to political science. As we all know, political science as a social science along with other subjects like history, economics, political science, public administration, management science, sociology, psychology, studies about the society and it studies the political aspects of society, and political science is a science that studies about state and government. Political science has a long history, right from ancient period to the modern period. It has evolved itself as an academic discipline. In ancient period, it was studied by great philosophers like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle and others. And likewise, in the Roman political thought, we have Cicero, Polybus and other philosophers. Likewise, in the medieval period, there was an influence of orthodoxy on political thought, and likewise, we have Saint Thomas Aquinas, Saint Augustine. These philosophers have expressed their ideas. In the modern times, Niccolo Machiavelli, an Italian thinker, has separated religion and politics and ethics, and he became the father of modern political science. So, political science has evolved itself as an academic discipline in Greek civil states, city states to modern civilizational nations as a science, and the influence of Europeans is very significant in this journey of political development, the development of political science. Now, let us see how the Europeans have contributed for the development of political science. As we all know, in the ancient period, the Greek civilization and Roman civilization enriched political science with its new ideas like the ideas of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates. They have enriched political science. Socrates' theory of knowledge, Plato's theory of ideal state or republic, and Aristotle's theory of governments, Aristotle's theory of revolutions, and Cicero and Polybus theories. These theories have developed political science during ancient times. Likewise, in the medieval times, Saint Augustine, Saint Thomas Aquinas have developed political science, and they have contributed their political ideas in the form of political thought. In the modern times, the Italian political thinker Niccolo Machiavelli has separated religion and politics, and he has evolved political science as a separate science and as a social science. And after that, we have other theories like the social contract theory that challenge the divine origin theory, in which Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, all these are Europeans. They have developed political theory and they have evolved a new theory of state. And likewise, there is a theory called utilitarian theory that studies about the functions of state, and Jeremy Bentham, John Stuart Mill have developed the theory. And a new theory called idealism was given by Hegel, William Friedrich Hegel, and also T.H. Green. These theories are given, and Karl Marx is a 19th century philosopher who have enriched political thought with his new ideas. And 19th century is a century of many political scientists and many social scientists, and these ideas, the political ideas of these thinkers have enriched political science like anything. For example, Karl Marx has given organism as capable of change. This is a new idea. And likewise, Auguste Comte, he has studies about empirical science of society. And likewise, Emile Durkheim, who studied about structural functionalism, and Sigmund Freud studied about psychoanalysis. Max Weber studied about the theory of bureaucracy, value free and critically neutral social analysis, and Talcott Parsons has given the action theory. So, these are the scientists who have influenced political science and political thinking. For example, Karl Marx has given us the theory of socialism and communism, and he has also developed a new method of inquiry called historical materialism. And that method is still valid and it is practiced by many social scientists even today. And likewise, the other political theorists and political thinkers like the contemporary thinkers like C.B. Macpherson, Mikhail Foucault, Jürgen Habermas, these thinkers also enriched political science. And political science was particularly developed in 18th and 19th centuries by many political scientists and political thinkers. For example, John Stuart Mill has given the idea of liberty, and he has classified liberty into the positive liberty and negative liberty. And there is also another political scientist called Isaiah Berlin, who has also given the theory of positive liberty and negative liberty. C.B. Macpherson has also stated about positive freedom and negative freedom, positive liberty and negative liberty likewise. So, the theory of liberalism was developed in modern times by Europeans. The classical liberalism, the modern liberalism, the neoliberalism, these are the concepts given by the Europeans. For example, the classical liberalism says that laissez-faire theory, let individual alone, and the state should not interfere into the economic affairs of the people, and the state should respect the rights and freedoms of the people. So, that is how the classical liberalism envisaged the importance of the individual liberty, and it has also put the limits to the state interference and state activity. And likewise, the modern liberalism on the other hand wanted and permitted the state to interfere into the matters of the individual, and it wanted a kind of social and economic equality in terms of exploitation in the society. So, the modern liberalism is also known as the positive liberalism, wanted a state with a positive role, and likewise a new theory called theory of welfare state is also provided by Europeans. So, this is how the theory of liberalism, the classical liberalism, the modern liberalism and neoliberalism was developed by the Europeans. And likewise, the Marxism, Karl Marx has developed Marxism, that is also known as socialism and communism. There is a slight difference among these theories between socialism and Marxism, and this theory again was enriched by Antonio Gramsci, Lenin, Rosa Luxemburg, Joseph Stalin and other philosophers have enriched Marxism. So, this is how Europeans have contributed a lot for the development of political science, and the concepts, the political values, particularly liberty, equality, justice, fraternity, unity and integrity, nationalism, and these concepts are also developed by various European political philosophers. So, the political theory was confined itself to political thought till 19th century, and from 18th, 19th and 20th century onwards, the political theory has taken a shape of a scientific discipline, and it has emerged itself as a social science as called as political science. So, political science developed itself as a academic discipline with the contribution of Europeans right from ancient period to the modern period and also in the medieval period. So, the development of political science can be seen in 4 phases: the ancient period, the medieval period, the modern period and the contemporary period. In the ancient period, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, likewise Polybus, Cicero, they are called the Roman thinkers. They have developed the political thinking and political thought. And likewise in the medieval times, Saint Thomas Aquinas, Saint Augustine have enriched political science. And in the modern times, starting from Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli is an Italian thinker and who separated politics and religion, politics and morality, and he has given the secular character and scientific character to political science, and that is why he is often very described as the father of modern political science. Later, the social contract theory and the theories of functions of state like the utilitarianism, individualism, positive liberalism, welfareism, idealism, Marxism, Gandhianism. So, these are some of the theories given. So, in fact, Gandhiism is an Indian theory given by Mahatma Gandhi, but other theories have developed political science as a complete discipline of 20th century and 21st century. So, European contribution to the development of political science starting from ancient period in the Greek city states with the great philosophers like Socrates, Plato and Aristotle, and after that the Roman philosophers, the medieval Christian philosophers, and in the modern times all the European philosophers like Niccolo Machiavelli, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Jeremy Bentham, John Stuart Mill, and Hegel, Bosanquet, T.H. Green, Karl Marx, all these philosophers have enriched political science as an academic discipline. Thank you, friends.